Just 5 miles of West Midlands turf separate St Andrews, Birmingham and the Hawthorns on Birmingham Road in the neighbouring town of West Bromwich. But these two could be worlds apart in the near future. Birmingham City with the new money, the new ambition, the new stadium, which will change this city forever, are closing in on their top 6 targets. Here, it could be ecstasy. Up the road, misery. West Bromwich Albion are in a mess right now. They're in big, big trouble, and they need out of it right now before it's too late. Say Samuel beaten to it by Jimo Aloba. There's the winger on loan from Aston Villa again. Now Jed Wallace picks up the bat and he'll fancy this. He gets his shot away, but no trouble for Beadle. Yeah, they're just dragging Albion out again now and then playing that ball behind for Osman, who was clipped. And it's a free kick for Birmingham City. Imre protests his innocence.
You know, he just gets into that little position, but not just that. But he's got the awareness just to roll him. You know, it's a little bit harsh.
Neumann is amongst those waiting. And it's driven towards O'Leary's goal. Evasive action was taken and had to be. Matt Phillips. And behind him was Malumbi.
Well, it's a horrible ball to have to defend on an evening like this when it gets whipped in with so much pace and power. You just want to get something on the end of it to clear it, and they just about managed to, but it's a great delivery.
So Wagner fired in with real meaning, a diving header. Did it find its way through? The referee says no. Birmingham City, what a goal as Peck went crashing in. Corner is the outcome. And Peck has injured himself.
Yeah, it was really well worked. When they set up, I could see something was going to happen, because if you watched, say Samuel came running out of the box, and just Peck came round the back, found himself free. I can't quite see. I mean, it's a really brave. Well, it's a diving header, and he actually just lands awkwardly, doesn't he? I don't think there's nobody around him. There's no real contact. I hope for his sake, you know, he hasn't just dislodged his shoulder or his collarbone or whatever it is, because often when you see that type of injury, that's what it looks like.
Well, it bounced up and struck the hand there of Callum Styles on the line. So the Birmingham City players initially appealing for the goal, and then maybe for a penalty. Maybe an opportunity here though. Jed Wallace taking aim, it loops wide of Beadle's goal in the end. Yeah, was a set-piece coach at Manchester United too, Eric Ramsey. There's Asai Samuel, he's continued his run and Roberts has found him beautifully. Asai Samuel! O'Leary called into action in the West Bromwich Albion goal.
Right, Samuel inside, explores that little position. You got someone like Patrick Roberts to find him with a left foot, and maybe could have crossed it. Chose to sort of a little bit of both. I wasn't sure whether it was a shot or a cross, but it ends up getting palmed away anyway. You know, it's fairly comfortable, but a good move from Burnham.
Well, talking of Callum Styles, he's gone lunging in there and he's about to be booked.
You can't dive in around that position. You've just got to stay on your feet. You've got to try and wait. It's quite reckless there again. That's both fullbacks now on yellow cards.
So Wagner with the in-swinger, or Tommy Doyle to use his right foot here. It's whipped in by Tommy Doyle towards the far post. Brilliant stop there from O'Leary, who had to react, and react he did.
It's a beautiful inviting ball though, isn't it, from Tommy Doyle. Just finds it around the back for the space. Was it Osman coming in around the back post? Again, it's not an easy one. You know, you take a gamble and volley with your laces, but he sort of does it with his side foot, and the keeper's comfortable save.
Robbie Williams is here. He's heard you were here, Gary.
That's what it is, isn't it? I think one of us is getting asked to be the 6th member of Take That, potentially, before the evening's out.
O'Leary with eyes on this, not the most convincing from the West Bromwich Albion keeper. Solis was waiting in the middle. Osman! A brilliant last-ditch clearance! Keeps Birmingham City out! How did he get to that? I think it was Charlie Taylor who motored back sensed the danger.
Well, I think that's probably one of the best clearances I've ever seen. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. The ball was struck with so much precision, so much power by Osman, and he reads it early, he dives, gets his foot on it, good contact. That is absolutely incredible defending.
There's Osman. Osman going for the return again. It's Dux! And this time it's O'Leary who comes up with a huge save for West Bromwich Albion and denies Birmingham City. They cannot find a way through right now.
Oh, it just sits up lovely for Dux, and just as it sits up, he hits it crisp, almost a half volley. Looks like he's destined for the corner, and O'Leary gets a really strong hand on it, turns it wide. That's a brilliant, brilliant save.
Oh, that could be dangerous. And Dux unable to take advantage from the attempted headed back pass. And Dux holds his face because that was a chance.
Oh, that could have been an absolutely terrible mistake. Ball gets headed back to the keeper, but Dux just reads it, couldn't quite get a touch on it, any little touch. It takes him past O'Leary and would have been the winner, but couldn't quite find the moment of quality.
O'Leary unable to prevent the corner kick.
Looked like a wasted opportunity, didn't it, as well, by Birmingham, but fortunately for them, the deflection means they've got another chance.
Can Albion stand their ground here? Towards that near post, flicked across the face of goal, and in! The Birmingham City players, though, surround the assistant referee. August Prisk went racing away. The flag is up, and the Birmingham City celebrations are cut short. Chris Davis stunned, St Andrews stunned, Damare Gray was right in front of the keeper. The assistant referee says offside. Huge, huge call.
Oh, it's a huge, huge call. I mean, it's a great header. It's a good delivery into the middle of the box. Great header, and just look, I'd like to see the next little phase. Just, yeah, he unsights the goalkeeper, but I'm not sure the keeper's ever getting there. But I think the nature of where he stands in the way, he ducks his head out the way at the last minute. Is that an attempt to play the ball? I don't think it is. I think the goal should stand, but I understand why it hasn't.
There's Damare Gray, he's pulled back, and Damare Gray furious. And the yellow card shown to Charlie Taylor, who will take that yellow card, and it's all boiling over now.
Well, that's a moment I think that's just saved West Bromwich. It was going to be 2v1. Gray was bursting through, looked like he was in space. I could only see a goal being the end of it, so I think, yes, frustration, but I'm pretty sure Birmingham would have done the same the other end.
Incredible drama right at the end at St Andrews. Birmingham City looking to try and win it here. Vicente deflects, hits the post, and the follow-up hits the side netting. West Bromwich Albion putting their bodies on the line again, fighting for their club and their badge, fighting to get a huge point here at St Andrews tonight.
And they are clinging on for dear life, aren't they? It's a ball in for Vicente, hits the defender, deflects, hits the post, comes back out, and everybody's flying around, throwing themselves in. You know, sometimes this is what you need to get a clean sheet, a little bit of fortune, some great defending, some great moments.
How has this finished goalless? How has it finished 0-0? Birmingham City blow their chance to crash into the top six tonight. Their time may come again, but for tonight, Birmingham City have been kept out by West Bromwich Albion. This is a huge point for West Bromwich Albion. They have fought and they emerge from St Andrews with a point. Carnage and chaos. Somehow it's finished Birmingham City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0.